Little problem with my warning this evening.
No warning.
Yeah.
Warning is there's no warning.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, I can't believe I'm saying it. The time has finally come. We are so back.
Oh,
Welcome to the show. If you're new here, we are the Star We Are. I'm Slam and Sammy.
I am Landry's legend.
and I am under the weather, but I'll tell you what I also am. I am not missing the We Are Back episode. What is up, Cowboys Nation? Slam and Sammy, Landry's Legend. I'm your man, Jimmy J's here. We are in the building once again. All shiznit, we back, Hoodie says. I, just to let you know, we got hoodies on for Hoodie. Now, listen, it wasn't even planned.
No.
We saw your comment as we were preparing backstage in the live show, and we were like, oh well, look, Hoodie's in the building, and we got hoodies on. It was a meant to be show. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Beatnik says howdy, 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 and Kyle is in the building saying what's up, what is up, everybody.
Yo.
As Slam and Sammy said, the Star We Are is who we are you. Game plan this week a little different. If you followed the regular season show, you would have known that the road to 6 and the spin the record and these things are right, kind of consistent, right? We're just going to spin the record again, but it'll be a little different, obviously. But first, we're going to give you the updates after the kickoff, okay? You can give you the updates. I'll tell you what to be looking out for, what's fresh. Sammy's going to say everything you two need to know about injuries going into this postseason, maybe some unique things you didn't know happen. We'll talk about some coaches and stuff. And then we're going to have the next DC and Big D, guys. It's going to happen. We got to have one. We got to get one. Who's it going to be? We'll talk about our favorites. You tell us yours. Halftime. Blow the whistle. Get some refreshments. Use your promo codes. Do all the right things. Hit all the right buttons. Coaching carousel. Sam, have you ever been on a carousel?
I have.
Are they fun?
Depends on which pony you get
Don't
on.
you sit here and lie. They're the most boring ride in the world. Don't you even try to sugarcoat it. Then we'll spin the record for you. And then because Sam tried to lie about the carousel, she gets to give you the 2 minutes.
I knew it. Guess what? I just wrote 2 minutes still on my paper. Holy cow.
That's right. So with that being said, let's kick this thing off.
I'm a fan of the Star We Are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to...
I'm Jess Navarez, and you're watching The Star We Are.
If you're not following them, you are not fanning responsibly.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are live.
The kickoff.
Where was that this year? You know what I mean? Where was that at this year?
Right.
Guys, you can use, look, I know I've got on some gear. It's not Cowboy Revolution Apparel Company, unfortunately, but you can get Cowboy Revolution Apparel Company gear 15% off using promo code TSWA. Also, if you're like my guy back here a couple playoffs ago, you get a little burnt out.
He was burnt out.
Tell me about it. You can see this jersey is a little burnt out. Get you some W, and you won't be burnt out. You'll be as energized as I don't know, probably the teams that are still left in the playoffs, which aren't my teams. On with the show. Let's go. Get this off my screen. What are we doing? Updates. Oh boy.
Good ones.
There is a couple good ones. So bring us all up here. Quick recap on updates. The last game of the season was incredible. We got to, not have to worry about winning or losing. We just got to watch it. We just got to enjoy it. And so Landry and I said, you know what? From the TV is not even going to be the same. We had Marianne Doe on the show. We got to drive up to AT&T. We literally made the trip to go say hi to Marianne Doe. Fortunately enough, and applying that effort and doing so because we wanted to meet another super fan, and we believe that super fandom is that important that we will drive to meet another one because that's what this NFL, that's what this league thrives off of is Sam, Landry, myself, yourself watching. That's what this league thrives off us is us guys. So we went out there to say hey to Marianne Doe, and guess what? Guess who we ran into? Mr. Tyrone Crawford. Guess what else? He said he was going to come on the show.
They come right on.
Guess what else? It appears like it's going to be next Friday. Y'all better tune in. Next Friday, Mr. Tyrone Crawford. Not next Friday. It'll be soon. He's coming on regardless, but it looks like we're locked in for next Friday. So gonna have another legend on the show as we have before. Please go check out all the episodes. With that being said, Sam, you got some news for us?
I do.
I've been missing it. I've been
my
newsless
gosh.
for weeks.
I'm so excited to be back. So, because I'm so excited, maybe a tiny bit nervous, maybe a little bit rusty. Please bear with me as I get through these screenshots and notes of everything I feel like you need to know. Now, I am going to keep it short and a lot of Cowboy simple just for the fact that we have a lot of things that are newsworthy to talk about during the show. Can't wait to do that with you guys in a minute. Anyways, okay.
Good news.
Yes.
Okay,
well,
yes. Okay.
We'll talk about some in-between news at the beginning because
that'll
it's
work.
the best thing that I can think of. So, free agency this offseason is going to be fun. I'm bringing it up now. I know it's a little early, but now is the time to prepare because we have a lot of changes coming and a lot of free agents. We have a total of 22 free agents this offseason.
Yeah.
Some are restricted, some are exclusive rights, but some of the unrestricted ones are kind of crucial names. Javonte Williams, George Pickens, Miles Sanders, Jalen Tolbert, Hakeem Adeniji, and Rob Jones. And then that's all offense. And then defense, we have Jadeveon Clowney, Dante Fowler, Peyton Turner, Sam Williams, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn, Dono Wilson, Corey Ballantyne, and CJ Goodwin. So those are just all of the unrestricted free agents.
Right.
Okay, really quickly, back to the first couple names on offense. George, Jalen, what were some of those first couple?
Javonte
Williams.
Is important, okay.
Miles Sanders. I ended up writing everybody down.
No.
And then
Here's something to say.
George Pickens.
You said a handful of
No.
names. You said a handful of names. On defense, you happen to say, and again, we never, bashing these guys, but the names that I would have been looking, a lot of the names I'd been looking to replace anyways on defense.
Yep.
So
that's
I'm
what
not. There's not a
say.
bunch of money there. I'm looking. Yeah, that I'm looking to spend. And as long as you
I
sign
don't think
George,
anybody's gonna be mad at you about that.
as long as you sign George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert doesn't become a necessary signing.
No.
In my opinion. So and then
Yeah,
Javonte, let's not do the running back discussion. That's a long carousel all the way to the season. Anyways, back to it.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to that. Sorry, Sam. But Ryan Flanoy told us all season that we don't need to re-sign Jalen Tolbert.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
He's good. Some other names that we have on here, restricted free agents. And for those of you that might be like me and might not know exactly what that means, a restricted free agent are allowed to negotiate with other teams, but can be assigned a draft tender by the Cowboys that gives Dallas the right of first refusal, a first, second, or original round tender carrying a different level of predetermined cost. That's the extended definition, but
I never knew that detail.
Yes, I did not either. It was on here and I was like, I'm curious. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we have Malik Davis on there, TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, Wanye Thomas, and Brandon Aubrey. And then just real quick, I have two more names. These are the exclusive rights ones. And exclusive rights don't have the freedom to negotiate with other teams. They don't, sorry. And they can that's the main point. They cannot under any circumstances negotiate anything with another team.
Right. Unless we decide that we're not going to make them an offer or whatever, then I think at that point. And I don't even know what that date is. Yeah.
Well, there is an opportunity for the Cowboys to secure them if they want before the legal tampering period begins on March 9th.
There you go.
And that's when they can go on. Anyways, our exclusive rights free agents right now are Josh Butler and Reddy Stewart. Two names I've heard. I'm okay to see what Josh Butler has. He swears he's ready for a comeback. I think that he might deserve one. Compared to the cornerback room we have, and then Reddy Stewart, I don't know. I don't know him enough to really care, but I can tell you out of these lists, I want Aubrey, Pickens, Javonte, maybe Clowney. That's kind of a thin line. And I don't know. I was thinking Malik, but then I was like, probably not because we can draft one, but so on.
You know, when it comes to Clowney, right? I don't even know if he was in, because when we brought him in, we kind of slowly worked him in. Remember how he even come in and
Right.
people were like, "Look, why is Clowney out here looking like a wide receiver?" He was kind of thin, you know what I mean? Kind of tall.
Right.
He's always kind of been that lengthy guy, but he's a little bit thin. I don't know if he was even like football ready and in football shape until we brought Quinnen in. I think like around the trade deadline is I
Yeah.
think when Jadeveon Clowney really got into full form, and so I think he's worth the bring back, especially at the price you can get him. You know.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like he was pretty crucial towards the end of the season. And that was the first like green flag that popped up. Well, if it was the beginning of the season, probably not, but the end of the season is more
Right.
promising for the
But if he
future.
carries those last 4 or 5 games over, yeah, huge.
Right. And so I took this from ESPN because I'm not really good at the negotiating contracts and everything like that. So right now, according to ESPN, our contracts are totaling $330 million. And the NFL cap projections are estimated to be anywhere from 295 to 305 million. No exact count yet, so we have to lose about 30 million. And if we do the franchise tag on George Pickens, that's 28 million right there. But with all the releases we're talking about, and restructuring, if you restructure Dak, CD, Tyler Smith, Osa, Deron Bland, Jake Ferguson, it could get around 100 million back if I was reading that right. I could be wrong. But yeah, so real quick, I just want to go through this one thing, and then I'm done. Oh my gosh, don't tell me. Okay, so we have some important playoff games this weekend. Buffalo Bills at Denver Broncos. The Bills have quite a long injury report. The only name that I know of on there is Jordan Poyer, and he's out with a hamstring injury. Broncos only have 2 people listed out as a linebacker and a tight end. And then Seahawks at 49ers. 49ers have some key names out. Ricky Pearsall, he's questionable, but Fred Warner out and Jair out. I know Fred Warner was out, but just a name added. And then the Seahawks have 4 on theirs. And a key one for that one, Sam Darnold,
himself, yeah.
oblique injury. So he is now listed as questionable.
Yeah, and I think they did confirm he probably, or I think they just said likely to play. So I mean, it's playoffs. If he can go, he's going to go. You know.
Yeah, I figured. But then last thing, I guess I have 2 more games. I'm so sorry, I'm hurrying. Texans, Nico Collins, crucial player, is now listed out with a concussion. And then the Patriots have running back Tyrell Jennings, and then a Harold Landry, a linebacker, listed as questionable. Rams and Chargers, Jimmy G, Dejon Johnson, but he's with an illness, so he'll probably come back. And then Bears, Nick McLeod, Jalen Reeves, and Rome Odunze is questionable with a foot injury. So I did pull this up a little bit ago. Like you guys said, it might be off a little bit, but that's what I have for you for now.
Outstanding.
Man, Houston can't keep Nico Collins healthy. Always missing that guy.
He came back and then got blown out.
No, that's
sorry, Tank Dell. I'm so sorry, but that is really what happened.
No, so Hood got you in the comments, Sam, with some breakdown. Restructured Dak is about 30 to 35. CD gets you 18 to 24. Tyler gets you 15 to 20. So that equals about 100, and that's that's not even including, he says, with some other guys also. So listen,
thank you.
It comes a time when we have to talk about this. Yes, these guys all want to get paid. Yes, we know most people in the NFL are millionaires. Or at least they make millions a year, right? We don't know their expenses or how they live. They might not at the end of the year clear $1 million in the bank, but they're making checks worth millions of dollars a year. With that being said, though, there does come a time between, do you want to win or do you want to make money? And I don't, here's the thing. If you want to get paid, you are the one who sacrificed your 12-year-old weekend mornings to go do 2-a-days and not hang out with friends. Get your millions. You earned that. You worked for that. You worked hard. I don't care. But if you're playing for a little bit of legacy on top of those millions, it just might cost you some of those millions, because that's unfortunately how this salary capped league works. Agreed. Tom Brady took way less money. I get it. He had a filthy rich wife. Not everybody's got, her money, but he understood my team has to be fed for me to continue to do this, even though I'm the best. And if the best in the game can say that, then I'm just going to have to call out my guys. Somebody's got to say it. Dak Prescott has almost put $500 million in the bank over this team. well deserved. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve every penny of it, and maybe another 200 million more when it's all said and done. How bad does he really want to ring? You seen how good your offense was. You know what the defense needs? A bunch of money spent on it.
Yeah.
That's
The
where we're
right
at.
DC and a
Yeah,
few
well,
of the
that too.
correct draft picks, but we'll get onto that.
Yeah.
I misplaced it on the game plan. Are we coaching carousel next, or are we defensive coordinator?
Flip a coin, buddy. Hey.
Let's just take a little peek at the game plan.
Let's do it.
Okay, DC.
The
Is where
next
we're- is where
DC
we're
in
supposed to
Big
be.
D. Yeah, and Hood makes a good point right before we get into these coaches. All restructures are basically giving it up front and then taking it on the back end. So these players are
Yep.
still kind of getting their money. It's just about like, yeah. So no, we're glad you're here with us, Hood. Yeah. So look at this list. Obviously, the guy under me. Why you have to put him on my side, man?
Hey,
You know.
yeah, this is free fire from us from the chat. You know, what do you like? What do you know? Who are you familiar with? What stands out and why?
Sam, favorite name on the list. Go. Just this list. We'll probably bring in more guys, but these is who we interviewed so far, or who we like have as guaranteed interviews.
Right.
These are
Okay.
people who I believe have interviewed already.
Have already interviewed.
I
Okay.
think so. And Sam may have had a couple of other names who were like basically coming in a matter of days.
Yes, I do. I'll have to find that in just a second.
No.
The name that struck out most to me now, as everybody knows, I don't know defense as well as I need to. Working on it. It's just players going everywhere and my brain's going everywhere with it. So I will catch on, I promise. But right now, the name that sticks out to me, I think the most is Jonathan Gannon. I feel like, I don't know, they always found a way to beat us. He knows how to work with us. He knows how to work us. And maybe that'll come in handy because he obviously knows our players, knows our schemes. Why not change them to
Oh, I
something?
totally agree. Coach is always talking about we can't beat Arizona. I said it the other
Can't
day.
beat 'em.
Coach is talking about we can't beat Arizona, and Arizona held us to the fewest points we scored all year long. That means something.
Right. And I don't know. Their defense might not be the good, but I feel like that was a good name. And yeah, that's about it for me. Maybe Christian Parker if he's more like on our corners. If
Speaking
we,
of
I don't
Christian
know,
Parker,
but yeah.
that's who Hood says in the chat. Hoodwink says that's his, that he likes on this list. His favorite name is Christian Parker. And it's funny, Sam, you say that about Gannon, right? Because a lot of people are off of Gannon. And I can see some of the things why, and they are a couple of reasons that maybe even I am. But the one thing when I was looking at this list, thinking about it, I was like, but you know what? That guy down there at the bottom just beats us all the time.
All the
And
time.
I don't, and he beats but the thing is, he beats our quarterback badly. Our quarterback has played probably the worst games I've ever seen him play against that team. Now, I don't know how many times Jonathan Gannon was a DC or a HC there in Arizona when this was happening, but it wasn't no different the last couple times that I know he was the head coach. So
I'd like to avoid the Aaron White Cotton thing just because it's what you always hear about from the Cowboys, the in-house hire. I know there's ties. He's basically been with Quinnen Williams since he came into the league, or within a year after that. Maybe he was in New York when they drafted him. But I would like to avoid that one. I think there's some more interesting ones out there.
okay.
I like the player coach. I like the player coach guys like Zach Orr. And I like the guys who come from defenses that I know have not only been good the past couple of years while they've been there, but have like coaching trees that have been good. So Denver, Jim Leonard stands out.
Oh yeah, Denver. I can't believe I keep missing Denver.
I've been wanting to ask
yeah.
the question. I didn't look it up. How long Jim Leonard had been there? Who's the DC right now in Denver?
Let me
I forget
see.
that. And it used to be Vic Fangio. What do you say?
Kubiak, or is that the head coach?
Oh, hold on.
But
I said Denver, DC, and it's giving me something else.
It was Vic
Vance
Fangio.
Vance Joseph.
Yes,
Oh, it is Vance Joseph. That's right.
So either way,
Well,
and I think he was if he wasn't around there when Vic Fangio was, definitely Vance Joseph is a Vic Fangio guy. And
right. So yeah, it would be interesting to see how much of the Vance Joseph and Vic Fangio combo that Jim Leonard could bring.
That is so funny. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. So honestly, for me, and I might have a weird one here, guys. My favorite name on this list, and it's not going to be one that's just standing out to people, but I'm to a belief in today's NFL where it has to work from your back end forward as far as the brain goes. Safety, middle linebacker, DT. That's the line of operation. That's the line of communication. And it's kind of come from the back end first. And so I like Ephraim Banda. I know he's a safeties coach. And I know he doesn't have a lot of experience as a coordinator, but young, really, really likable by all players who's ever been around him, right? He almost feels just like one of the players in the locker room. So he really has that going for him. And every one of these guys were not DCs or head coaches before they were, right? You weren't before you were.
He's had
Somebody's
Myles
got to
Garrett
give him a
working for
job.
him. Bring him over with him.
Right.
And then I agree. I'm on.
Oh, well, if you can, you bring Myles Garrett over, I don't care who you hire. No, I mean, I do, but I'm just saying, no, sign me some Trey Henderson, do all that. We'll talk about free agency, obviously, as that gets closer. But yeah, I do. On this list. And I don't even think, to be honest, and y'all can tell me, what are the odds that the name is on this list, that the guy we hire is on this one?
I don't know.
Because we will bring in some more.
Pretty good. I've heard Jim Leonard is a favorite. It's definitely
3 out of 10
up in the top running.
I'm kind of with Sam. I'm maybe a 3 out of 10 as far as confidence. I don't think our DC is on this page.
Okay,
that's just a gut feeling.
So yeah, that's crazy. You said that. You said that about who as a favorite, Jim Leonard.
Yeah, we just can't. We can't have the detailed discussions with them because they're still in the playoffs. So I think that's why that hasn't moved.
That might be why. Okay, because I was gonna say I don't see him on here. The only one I see that they're waiting on, they're now out of it, is Christian Parker.
Parker, yeah. No, if Denver loses, they can go ahead and immediately interview him. If they win, they can interview him during the bye week of the Super Bowl. Would be the only other time. Except for post Super Bowl, if he chooses, because some coaches won't take the interview in between.
Right.
Some coaches will say, "Hey, I'll come interview after the Super Bowl." If they're really, really job hungry, then they'll just go. But usually that tends to be guys going from OC or DC to head coach. They go take that head coaching interview in between the Super Bowl because trying to go be a head coach. But I don't think that's the same with DCs. I think Clayton Adams really will have a lot to do with the DC hire. I like that. Okay. Because what about Mike Zimmer?
No.
I hope you're kidding, Kyle Robinson. Don't you play with our emotions like that. He knows he's a joker.
That road
he
twice.
knows he knows. He's got a sense of humor. He knows he's joking. So Clayton Adams having a lot to do with the DC hire is interesting. I wonder, is that a build the team from trench out philosophy? Because I do like what Clayton Adams and Coach Riley and Schottenheimer did with our O-line and the way they played. So, Jonathan Gannon, I promise. Is it going to be okay? He promises.
Who said that?
Good. Okay, well, there you go.
You're making fun of me for saying that?
No.
Okay.
No, I think listen, the name is popular. It's got a lot of people scared. I see, I won't call out anybody, but there's a lot of content creators and fans on Twitter and on social media going crazy saying, it better not be Gannon. It better not be Gannon, because I think they have a gut feeling it's going to be Gannon. I don't think it's going to be as bad as they think. But apparently he slapped a player on the sideline or something this last year, like got in his face. But who doesn't? AJ Brown and Nick Sirianni were just yelling at each other in the playoffs. You think Nick Sirianni's up out of there? I bet he's not.
I bet he's not. Sad day.
I bet AJ Brown is. So
he's ready.
Oh, I don't know. I believe I can't quote who said it. Owner, GM, can't remember. But AJ, players like AJ Brown, you can't replace. Or something about the rarity of not only a star player, but
it's impossible to find really great players in the NFL, and AJ Brown is one of them. I believe is
something
pretty
like
close.
Sounds like
and it was Nick Sirianni trying to kiss butt.
Butter him up. Yeah, that had to be. They're beefing all the time.
Let's blow the whistle.
Halftime. Get you something to drink. Get you some refreshments. Blow your nose. Just not on the mic, okay? The band is back. The marching band is back. We are back. So excited to be here with you guys. Listen, smash the like, smash the subscribe, turn on notifications, and remember to always, always, always fan responsibly right down there, because it's important. It really, really is. Don't take, I won't even go into the details. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on YouTube anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Thank you for being here with the Star We Are. Halftime is over. On with the show. Listen, make sure you use your promo codes though. TSWA, W Energy, Cowboy Revolution Apparel Company. There was once I want to talk with you guys just for a second while we're at halftime and my teammates get their rest of their show prepared and we kind of lock in for the second half. There was a story that I was told a while back, and I won't share the entire story, but it okay. In a short manner, it goes a little something like this. And it's sad, and we kind of got a video about it. I think it's three times has a Super Bowl appearance been made in the last roughly 30 years by a quarterback drafted outside of the second round. Three times there's been a quarterback start a Super Bowl in 30 years that was drafted outside the second round. Well, excluding obviously the GOAT. Right? You can't count Brady. He went to all the Super Bowls.
If you counted him, it count for a lot.
It counts for a lot. Oh no, I understand that. But outside of the greatest sucker who ever played the freaking game, other people don't do it. We've got to change the narrative. I'll shorten the story just to say, can we please make Dak Prescott the fourth round quarterback that goes and starts in a Super Bowl? Because I don't want to see the second round Jalen Hurts. I don't want to see the first round Joe Burrows. I don't want to see the first round Josh Allen. I mean, I do. These guys deserve it. But because the reason I have to see it is because for the last 30 years, we know that we haven't spent more than one third round pick on a quarterback. And what's our playoff success? Minimal. So if Dak Prescott, as good as he is right now, can't get us to a Super Bowl and start one, then it will change everything about the future of this team because we will go into the drafted quarterback in the first round carousel with so many other people because it will feel at that point it's what you have to do. Tony Romo couldn't get it done. Fourth round Dak Prescott couldn't get it done. We can't die in that scenario because we will live in the Cleveland Brown first round quarterback.
No.
Yeah,
We will
no.
be drafting Quincy Carters again. Yes, we will. We will be drafting Quincy Carters again. I'm going to tell you right now. And you don't want to do that. So you got to get Dak Prescott to a Super Bowl. Just, And the way the guy telling it to me laid it out, it really was like scaring me because I was like, dude, you're right. I don't want to.
That's what I was going to say you're doing to me right now.
Well, when Dak Prescott is gone and we haven't even made an NFC championship game, I hope we did. But let's say that's the scenario. Where are we at?
Well, segue. Another thing, let's hope we've gotten the Brian Shot and everything right, because if you go around the carousel with the head coaches like it happens every single year in the NFL, and we did it, we've been doing it for a minute now. We never did before, Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson. We had three coaches in the history of the franchise up until 1995, and I don't even want to whip out the numbers. I think we've had 8 in the past 20 years or something like that.
So guess what? Quick random fact. You just reminded me. And then it was about all the coaching changes this year. So there is an usual of 5 head coaches fired every season for the past 16 season.
Mm-hmm.
And then right now we're already over that.
No,
Sorry.
we're 9. Yeah.
Coaching vacancies, head coaching vacancies.
I love it. No,
that's what I meant.
Another fun fact. The most ever was 2019, I believe, or 9 with 11. Those 11 head coach vacancies.
Was wrong because it said we had 16 seasons. I'll have to double check it, but it said 16 seasons averaging of 5 head coaches per year.
Well, no, I was just saying the most ever in one season. Like the turnover in a single season, the most ever was 11 open vacancies.
Right. I just feel like it. I don't. Never mind. I'm confused.
Well, let's do this to get us. Right? Let's do this to get us familiarized with all 9 of them. And of the open coaching vacancies. I'm going to run through them here. We're going to pop each one up. First thought about the desirability or undesirability of each given job. Mike McDaniels, let's see. Do we have this? I would just love this one more time.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game. Honestly, and
honestly,
that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10.
First
and then you
attempt.
find yourself at 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20. How? The offensive holding? I mean, he belongs in Philly. But you know what? I don't want him there.
Yeah.
Because it actually makes a ton of sense. If they get Mike McDaniels as their OC, he will figure out how to deflaw Jalen Hurts like no other OC has been able to yet.
Your instant thought on Miami is that on the Miami coaching vacancy is that Mike McDaniels should go to Philadelphia and be the OC. You don't want him to, but he should. Is what you're saying?
They would then have two of the most punchable faces on the sideline at the same
They'd
time.
have
God,
they'd have both of them.
awful.
Yeah, absolutely. My first thought is
No, I like Mike McDaniels.
is more pieces in place than some of these teams, and definitely, gosh, I would say definitely some offense, but you're gonna need a quarterback. You have to be thinking about a quarterback right away.
But what does the next head coach think about Tua concussion Valoa though?
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's a tough part.
You want me to show you?
Quarterback situation over there.
You guys know who they interviewed already?
Who's that?
So Kevin Stefanski,
Mm-hmm. All the
Jeff
other
Hafley, the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, Jesse Minter, the Chargers DC, and then Robert Saleh, the DC. But they're also looking for Joe Brady, the Bills offensive coordinator, and then Anthony Campanile, the Jaguars DC.
Joe Brady.
So they
it sounds like they're interested in a defensive coach.
Yeah,
they interviewed Saleh, or they're trying to interview Saleh.
It says the completed interview says Robert Saleh, and then on the requested interviews.
Either way, Robert Saleh in Miami, I didn't even consider it, but for him, that makes a ton of sense because they do have defensive pieces that they can start working with. Offensively, they're a little bit of a struggle, but I think if you let Robert Saleh come in there and say Tua ain't it, give me a quarterback this year or next year, he all of a sudden gives himself at least a 3-year leash to coach there without risking being fired. Because here's the thing about these coaching jobs: if you come into the situation where the quarterback situation is locked and you don't do good, you're on a very short lease, unless you're these other teams. We'll talk about them as we go.
Let's do that. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Legendary,
maybe the longest lease.
Legendary Mike Tomlin is fired after not fired. I wanted to point that out. I had that on the overlay because I was making overlays, but let go of step down. 19 seasons as the head coach of this Pittsburgh Steelers without a losing one, likely to be never touched.
No, probably going in the Hall of Fame with that. I know it's only one Super Bowl, but probably going in the Hall of Fame because of that.
2, right? 2?
Just one. One Super Bowl with Big Ben and hasn't won a playoff game in like 9 or 10 years.
Super Bowls, but yeah, gets there every year though. What's the immediate thought? Organizationally, it's got to be attractive. They're one of the best run organizations in football historically, and we had opposite opinions, me and you, on the leash there. I thought maybe it'll be a short one because of we're going to be in a hurry to find what's gonna stick and what's gonna work. You said historically they don't like to come off coaches. I said we didn't either until we couldn't find one. So
yeah, and no, Coach, it was 2 Super Bowl appearances on the Super Bowls, 1 win, right? The other one was a loss to the Packers, who another coach, another great long tenure, Mike McCarthy over there in Green Bay, again with only the 1 Super Bowl, right? And they got it from each other. The Steelers beat the Cardinals, I believe, in their Super Bowl. That was the Fitzgerald and Antonio Brown show, wasn't it? It was just back and forth, pretty good game.
Here's a job in Tennessee where Brian Callahan's been fired, where they just drafted the quarterback you have to deal with. Is my first thought.
Where did I put it? Yeah.
I think so. This job actually is, I think, it might be the 2nd or 3rd most attractive job on the list to a head coach.
Agreed.
The city, the run game is there. The quarterback they just drafted, and I believe in Cam Ward. I don't think he's a top, 12 guy. I think he can reside around 15, which is good enough to win you a lot of games and win your division a few times, and that gets you in the dance. Defensive pieces there, and they, what, organizationally, the people running that place are like sound. They're not off the wall. They don't make crazy decisions. Look at what, bringing in Vrabel and stuff like that. they're on a football track. I want to win a Super Bowl mindset as far as from the top down. Like some people would say, our leadership and our organization.
What were you going to say, Sam?
our
You,
owners are
you
not.
agreed on Tennessee?
Well, no, I mean, just being an attractive hire, I feel like the team has a lot of potential. They have a lot of young players. I don't know. I just feel like
Right.
the potential there to be something great. And I kind of disagree with Jimmy. I don't know. I feel like if Tennessee was a little bit put together, I feel like Cam Ward could be more capable to be a top 10 quarterback.
That's
I mean,
fair enough.
I have loved that guy from the beginning. I can't tell you why.
It could be just like Caleb Williams. Get him a little bit more, weapons and
right, or
and
weapons,
protected.
both. Yeah.
Gotta have both.
But yeah, I think it'd be a good job. Of course, I don't know if Tony's going to stay. I'll always be a little bit partial to their success for him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The Atlanta Falcons, Raheem Morris fired.
I kind of saw that coming.
Lots of offensive options. Again, the questionable quarterback scenario.
Who would you guys rather start, Michael Penix or Kirk O'Chains?
Oh, there's no rather. I can't do the quarterback who's had 15 opportunities and hadn't, gotten it done at this point. Who's got to must be 37 in my head. No, I would have to. I'd have to be, Michael Penix. And as a head coach, what am I looking at? A year, another year. I have to give him potentially 2, and then I might get an opportunity, at drafting a quarterback.
That's the thing.
But
their interviews, they want to interview Mike McDaniel. Bad mistake already. I don't
as
know,
a head coach, I saw that they want to interview him for head coach position.
Yep, I see him for
an
head
OC
coach.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of and like Antonio Pierce, yikes. Kevin Stefanski, so they're not off to a good start. But the rest of them, offensive coordinator, defenses, John Harbaugh before the Giants.
They're not
then
off to a good start, Sam. You don't want anybody to hire Kevin Stefanski?
No.
Yeah, I've gotten that feeling. That's about the third time his name's come up. You've been like,
I don't like him. I think he has had multiple chances. I mean, he started to have a team.
That's funny that this team came up next to New York Giants. This is a team that'll hire him after firing Brian Daboll.
I thought they hired John Harbaugh. I thought they were already in contract talks, and that's who they were.
Oh, I've been doing a lot of YouTubing stuff for the last day or two. That's possible that I haven't seen getting that job.
He's getting. They're hiring that.
There was last I seen there was an 86% chance it was going to be him, and I hate it. I really do, but I don't see him going anywhere else. With the way their offense and everything is just shaping together, it is the perfect time for him to be there. But
John Harbaugh had arguably the most talented quarterback in the last 7 years that the NFL has seen in Lamar Jackson as far as like overall, right? Here's the thing. Lamar hasn't even played that long. They call him a Hall of Famer already. Like he's in there.
Right.
3 MVPs, that's unheard of outside of Aaron Rodgers. And Harbaugh got that team with a great defense every year, if not good to great defense every year, solid run game every year. Remember, they had Derrick Henry for a little while, and Lamar freaking Jackson, and somehow that team offensively showed up, played their littlest games in the playoffs. That can't be a head coach. That was Mike McCarthy's issue. Right. Oh, look, 12-5. Worst game, first round of the playoffs. And remember, because that's always been the knock on Lamar Jackson is, well, he doesn't show up in the playoffs. Does he not? Or is somebody not unlocking him when we get to the playoffs? And I think that's where John Harbaugh went wrong. And I'm not give him Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. Good luck. I'm not scared of him.
Here's the Cleveland Browns, Sam's number one coach who was supposed to lose his job, Kevin Stefanski, and the least desirable job on the list.
Yeah, I agreed.
If
guess
Miles
who
is
else
out
they
of there,
wanted to hire?
If Miles is out of there.
Who else do they want to hire?
Well, Browns interviewed Mike McDaniel. There's a lot more, but I just hate that name. But I think it's so ironic that teams that I don't think are doing that good are picking somebody like Mike freaking McDaniel. Like, dude can't even do a press conference. Like, come on. But
this seems like a terrible situation for Mike McDaniel.
Oh, that's not.
Theirs is more 50-50 on there. Okay, I'm not going to read everybody's name, but I'm going to read their position. Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, defensive, former head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, pass game coordinator, and offensive coordinator. They are the most, like, not one-sided I've seen yet on my list of possible options. That just goes to show you how bad it is out there.
That job. Here's the thing. Shador's actually good. I don't.
Is he?
It may take 2 more years, but the kid can play quarterback. But here's what I don't know. Go ahead.
Can he win playoff games? He might be able to find a way to win that
Give him an
division one
O-line.
year or something like that. I just wonder if he could win it. But I guess we're a long ways away on that.
Is Dak Prescott good enough to win playoff games?
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't. Why? Team doesn't show up. Coach don't show up. This is as simple as it gets. Shador Sanders, I don't know if he can win a playoff game. It's going to depend on who. It's a good thing Kevin Stefanski ain't there because he ain't going to win one with that guy. Who do they bring in? Can he get one?
Kevin,
with
if you're
Mike
watching,
McDaniels?
come on the show, man. We love you.
Right. See, I feel like the
Sam's
next
favorite
one,
coach.
though, would have the ability to shape it around somebody that they're getting a fresh start with that they like, and it can form out to be something. Kevin Stefanski, from everything I've seen, started out hating Shador and hating the attention that came with it. So he ruined his chance before it even got freaking started.
Yeah,
Shador bias for life, by the way, forever.
Well, see, and I think
that's the Kevin Stefanski hate. Because he's messing
Yeah.
with Shador.
Kevin Stefanski.
I just figured it
Yeah,
out.
that's my guy, man.
All right.
So, and before we move on to the
We
Raiders,
got one on Cleveland, yeah.
That's a 4-year job for Mike. While it's a 2-year job in Philly, probably as OC, that's a 4-year head coach job because he's going to get 2 with Shador, and if it doesn't work, they'll give him 2 with a new drafted quarterback. So anyway,
Short leash for Pete Carroll. Like we were talking about this a little bit before the show came on, that he he won no more games than the previous coach. Like they only won 2 games, so you have to show some improvement in year one. Go ahead, Sam. I see you.
Agreed. No, I just have to say one thing. Guess who's on their list of hires?
Mike
Or, I mean,
McDaniel.
interviews.
Kevin Stefanski.
No. Kevin Stefanski. He's everywhere.
This isn't.
We're gonna
this
build
is a
Sam
me-
a
This is a
Stefanski
mess.
graphic.
Other than it being even though they're not performing lately, it is what I consider a high profile job. Probably a job that'll pay highly. It's right there, just above the Browns with some of the the least attractive quarterback flux. Very few pieces anywhere other than Ashton Genty. So.
now listen, they gave now I understand Pete Carroll, one of the oldest coaches. He was getting up there. I think he wanted to just try to go give that a run. He wasn't really done coaching the whole thing, right? Pete Carroll wasn't the guy. I actually think the next coach that comes in here gets a couple years leash because you can't one and done another coach because 6 wins is going to be a stretch for this team next year. Now I understand, maybe I'm way wrong. I've seen teams turn it around, but like Landry said, the pieces that they need, all of them
doesn't come in a year.
All of them.
Other than outside of Ashton Genty, they got Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Oh, Brock Bowers is a freaking fantasy, freaking bald-headed machine, man.
Bald.
His hair's thinning out. He should just go bald.
Okay.
But
the love
real
for
quick,
Brock is real.
On the Raiders, DC, OC, freaking Kevin Stefanski, OC and HC, and then DC and quarterback coach is who they picked.
Who is it that interviewed McCarthy? Somebody interviewed Mike or asked for an interview with Mike McCarthy, like reached out to him. I'd read something about it.
Baltimore would be a thought.
I think it was
Mike McCarthy in Baltimore, huh?
Man, I seen it.
Jonathan Gannon fired from the Arizona Cardinals.
Hired by the Dallas Cowboys.
Again, quarterback situation. Again, that's why you're part of the reason your coach got fired, right? You didn't win a lot of games, so you probably don't have just a ton of things. But this is a small market. What else? What are your thoughts?
Tennessee and Giants, by the way.
Okay, they both interviewed McCarthy.
Yes.
The Tennessee job makes a lot. He is kind of a quarterback whisperer. He did elevate Prescott's game. We can't lie about that. He could go help Cam Ward. That's not a bad spot for him.
Okay.
But yeah, the Cardinals, boy, yeah, this is not. It's not a very, like you said, small market.
Another one.
I was born in Arizona. It's not like the most desirably lived state. There's some nice scenery, but it's not just like it's like everybody's rushing to go live there. Yeah, the personnel is actually good. Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Better than say
potential.
the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
Right.
and you know what? That's
Put it in the
probably the
middle.
best thing. And I hate to use this simple, basic word, but this job is probably the most potential for a coach because potentially you can find a Dante Moore or a quarterback this year. You got a draft pick good
That
enough.
Dante Moore joke. How funny. Anyway.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just mentioned a name that I think they could probably get.
Right.
A Drew Alar or something like that. Alar, whatever his name is. They could go ahead and try a new quarterback. I don't think they're going to be a one and done leash for the head coach. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, you didn't win us 10 games in year 1 and 2. Get out of here. So I think it's a 4 or 5 year job minimum. They're going to give you room to grow, and the pieces are there. Buda Baker going to be leaving. They're a little bit older as far as their stars that are on defense, right? But
definitely,
that job's got a lot of potential. That's all I can say.
Right.
You show up there and do good, you're going to get some respect. But you won't lose a lot of respect for showing up there and doing bad. So that's
the other giant lost 17 years, I believe, tenured for John Harbaugh.
17.
You know who I heard
his brother
might
says
be
he's
going
the best
there?
coach he knows. Who's that?
Who?
Mike Tomlin.
I
know it's not a thing. I might not even
he's just
be
going to
legit.
sit out and take a year off.
He said he's going to take a year off.
Oh, just a lot of suspicion around that.
Oh,
yeah. A lot of times when coaches that coach for that long in one place, they like McCarthy with Green Bay, right? He kind of took a year off and then, but you never know. Tomlin's still a younger guy. Remember they hired him when he was like 33 or 34. He was one of the youngest coaches at the time when they brought him in. So he's not. What is it, Sam? I see. What are we looking at?
Guess who they interviewed?
McCarthy.
Not Kevin Stefanski. Oh, that's not their. That's not their hire.
Oh my gosh, he's been to every single one of them.
If Lamar Jackson has any say so in the head coach there, which the owner already kind of said that he does, but you know what I like what the owner said in Baltimore. I believe his words were, "My players mean something to me. They're important, and they have say in who we hire, but they have no power. I have the power. I'm the owner. I'm going to hire who I think is right, but I'll hear their opinions, and I want their opinions because I respect my players." It was a really good way to draw a line while showing respect. I really like to hear that a lot from owners, but.
The best interview I
Lamar
see
Jackson
they
will not
did
let
is Brian
Stefanski go there.
Flores. Yeah, I know. I was surprised we didn't have him.
Listen, Flores has honestly done good enough for me. It might be a shock. I know a lot of people are saying we need to go after him as DC. Other people need to go after him as DC. This is one of my, Jimmy calls it type moments. Brian Flores is head coach for the Baltimore Ravens. Head coach. He's young. He's sparky. Lamar's going to mention it. I'm telling you right now.
I want to get on board with that because I want to see that interviewed for the Cowboys DC. But apparently,
I'm with you.
Apparently, we're stretching on that. Okay, guys, I think we're ready to spin the record one last time. We haven't been here in a couple weeks, over the course of Christmas, stuff like that, since you're just after the last game that we played, and we know some draft picks, things like that. So we're gonna take a look. If I can get that to play.
Like a 1-9.
No, not the 2 minute spill.
Oh,
not the 2 minute spill. We're just spinning the record.
And we can dance if you want to, because you can dance if you want to.
Good song.
Which is bad record. I got a bad feeling about this one, Fatness.
It's the funeral music, This is the end.
It's over.
7-9-1.
You know what, though? You guys said that Giants game meant nothing. It was nice to watch with no problems, but I disagree. We had a 9-win streak against them, and Joe Milton is a long thriller. I don't know. He did okay. I was watching it while I was at work, but holy crap, we could have ended 8-9-1. That would have been so much better than 7-9-1.
Well, it would have been 8-8-1. It would have been 500.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Well, it also would have cost Vegas a lot of money because remember they set the over under on 7.5 wins for the Cowboys, and I yelled all preseason. That's easy money. Bet the over. If Dak Prescott is healthy, has not ever done that.
And it would have cost
you healthy all season and did that.
And it would have cost you a draft pick. I don't want to go back and forth with
that's
the you tank for draft picks, this, that. But after it's over, it helped us out and it got us one. So
you know who else got us one? Shout out Caleb Williams.
Not
got us
one.
4.
4. Sam, you're going to see the full turnaround here for two reasons, right? Caleb Williams went and saved 4 draft picks for us, and obviously the Chicago Bears season. What was it? Is this their 7th comeback inside of 2 minutes, trailing by 10 points? Inside of 5 minutes, trailing by 10 points.
Check this out, Sam. Here's a crazy stat for you. The NFL, any team in the NFL combined, when trailing 10 plus points with 5 minutes or less in the fourth quarter, was a total of 3 and 156. 3 and 156, meaning they've won 3 times and lost the other 156, because you just don't do it, right? It's 10, it's 10 points, it's 5 minutes left. It's like, what? It takes 2 touchdowns at least, or a touchdown field goal. Caleb Williams has done it 3 times himself.
Yikes.
So now that new record is 6 and 159, thanks to Caleb Williams. That this guy is 3 and 3, trailing by 10 plus points with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. That's miraculous. That's defying the odds in a way that you can't even. I was telling Coach, Caleb Williams has something in him where it's like, watch me. You will not outshine me. Even if he's played poorly for a half or 2.5 to 3 quarters and you're beating me and the game's about to be over, he goes into this mode where what is losing? And even though it doesn't work every time, boy, I try to tell Coach he might be the best quarterback in the league in a handful of years.
In the process of saving us the 4 picks and Chicago season, to do it, he has to make the throw of the year.
The throw of the decade, maybe.
Coach has been calling it the recliner. He doesn't let go of this ball until he's, sitting in the air with no platform to throw off of.
The throw is insane.
The trucker, I think you would call it, yeah. And 40 yards downfield on a rope, layered, over 2 linebackers. It's pretty impressive. Definitely saved us 4 draft picks. That got us number 12 and 20, believe me. And not just for a minimum. I want to get to that. A minimum of 4. If they don't win the game, the Green Bay wins the game, and then manages to win another game, plays any better the next week, then it's 8 or 9.
Wait, isn't Green Bay out?
Yes, and that's what we're saying.
Right, that's
because.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Because Caleb beat them, it saved us 4 to 8 to as many as 10 or 12 draft picks.
Well, it can only be 7 or 8 because once you lose that game, there's only 6 teams left. And then once that one, there's only 4 teams left, or 8 teams, and then 4. So I think a total of 7 picks.
I'm saying if they win that game, they can still go on to win the Super Bowl, which gives you 32.
Or if they go and win the Super Bowl, you go from 20 to 32.
If they don't go out that day, they're still in it to win the Super Bowl and give you as low as 32. Instead, you get 20, and that's enormous difference in what you traded Micah Parsons for.
And they were never
definitely helped out that capital.
No.
Did you guys see, speaking of, Lil Wayne talked crap to Caleb Williams about winning?
I didn't.
He said, we just lost a playoff game to a guy with purple nails. We suck bare ass. And then sorry for the language. He said, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And Caleb Williams commented and said, the Bears. And then Lil Wayne was quick to be like, hey, don't mind me. I'm just a cheesehead for life. You're a killer and you killed us bad each time. And for that, you get the praise dresser. But holy crap, to have Lil Wayne talk crap on you, like, I feel like that says something.
Caleb said, you think Jordan's better than me, Lil Wayne? Excuse me.
Purple nail quarterback ice.
So check it out. Kyle Robinson said that the Giants interviewed Jason Garrett. I would love that.
I heard about that too.
I would love that for them. Hood says, great show, guys. He knows it's coming to a close. Thank you, Hood. You've been a great contestant on the show, and you win getting to come back next week. No, I'm just kidding.
Yay!
7-9-1.
Again, the best part about it is where our 2 draft pick numbers ended up, and the fact that we are ready to go on offense. If we simply re-sign George Pickens, and let's load it up in the draft. We'll be talking about it soon.
Our off season is full of potential. If we do the right moves and the right things, our team will automatically be a favorite before the season ever starts next year. But talk about that another day, another time.
Funny.
What do we got here?
2 minutes, Bill.
Oh no. Okay.
It's your turn.
I'm not ready. I'm ready. I'm not ready. Okay, just
Okay. You know you're ready.
So first things first. Welcome. Thanks for watching. TheStarWeAre is the best show ever. Don't forget that name, TheStarWeAre. And then also don't forget that with the code TSWA, you can get discounts off from W Gummies for energy, like I have, and you could talk nonstop, and Cowboy Apparel to get some awesome gear to wear. I went through the news, told you the free agents we have, kind of the injuries going on in the playoffs, and what to expect for the future. We all gave an estimated on our defensive coordinator. I don't know why I keep writing head coach, but I said John Gannon. Jimmy said Ephraim Banda. And Landry, I believe, Aaron White Cotton. Sorry if I'm wrong. I'm so sorry. I thought that's what you said,
Jim
though.
Leonard.
Jim Leonard. Okay, that was another name. Okay, anyway. And then we need Dak to break the trend, get us a Super Bowl ring, 4th round pick. Time for him to win.
Thank you
Yes.
for remembering that. That's very important. Thank you, Sam.
Yes, it is. And then we were talking about the coach hirings all over the league and how Kevin Stefanski, I can't even say his name right anymore, is
You don't deserve it.
everywhere. He needs to get out of the league. That's it. And then we talked about Caleb Williams. Thank you for existing, Caleb Williams. Thank you for doing what you're doing. I know that feels very weird to say, but because of Caleb right now, we're looking at draft picks 12 and 20. And last thing, we spun the record where we ended 7-9-1 after a very what could have been, should have been, wasn't season, and now we plan to fix that in the off season. Did I miss anything? Because there is so much time left.
No, you did so good that what you did was leave us all just a few seconds before we close the show to go ahead and spin next year's record super duper early next year's record spin. Sam, you're already on the clock. Go. What's next year's record?
13-4.
Boom. Landry, what do you got next
Back to 12 and 5.
Back to 12 and 5. I like it. I'm right. You know what?
And the division champs.
Woo! I like that.
Well, your 13 said the same.
You said 13
I know. I just should have specified.
Jerry's going to do it. Dak's going to say, take my money, do everything. He did. Jerry changed this last offseason and made moves, Pickens, right? The whole thing. He saw like what he thought he needed to do. Micah obviously hurt. Jordan Lewis obviously hurt. He's seen those things. We're going to make all the moves needed to. We're going to go 15-2.
15. I knew 15 was coming.
15-2. Okay.
Bookmark it now. My quarterback's going to be MVP, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. And I listen, I'm not one of those fans that says that every year. I'm not one of those. Next year is our year,
guys. Cowboys fan right now saying next year's our year. Like
my Super Bowl pick for
fan.
25 was the Packers, so I'm not one of those guys. My Super Bowl pick for 26 is a very early Dallas Cowboys. All right,
next week, Tyron Crawford. Everybody get back up in here.
Oh, I forgot that part.
That's right.
Fan responsibly, and we're out.
Then. Peace, guys.
Bye.
I'm a fan of the Star. The Star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to.
I'm Jess Navarez, and you're watching The Star We Are.
If you're not following them, you are not fanning responsibly.
Plugged in